Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 267. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have a treat for the BEB family. Now, before I tell you who's on today, I want to let you know that this is also in video. So if you go to YouTube, to my channel, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, you can watch this video live. Today, family, we have Mr. E.T. himself, Eric Thomas. And he has so many different titles. He's a PhD, author, speaker, educator, pastor, and change maker. So today, family, we're going to chop it up with E.T. We had a great time connecting, and I'm sure you're going to get all types of gems and jewels that E.T. drops during today's episode. But before we go into today's episode, I just want to share a few things with the BEB family. First and foremost, I want to welcome any first-time listeners to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, the podcast. Welcome to the BEB family, and please stick around until the end of today's show, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information, and please connect with me. Also, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy. It's $14.95 for the hardback. For the softback edition. And I have a new updated revised version, ebook version, which is $9.95. And it's good for Kindle and any other reader. So go to anewblackwallstreet.com. Pick yourself up a copy. The new revised ebook edition has a fast start guide and bonus chapters. So definitely, if that's what you really need to go, get the ebook version. Also, if you need additional assistance building a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, I've created an online course titled educatedecommerce.com. It actually is a compatible course to the book, and it takes you from point A to point Z to help you build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business. Now, you guys know Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is about building an economic power base. And the way to do that is circulating dollars in our community. So I've created two platforms that will help facilitate circulating dollars in our community. The first one is BeSmartByBlack.com. BeSmartByBlack.com. That's a platform where Black product producers can connect and sell with Black consumers worldwide. And it's free to actually upload your information and your products. So go to BeSmartByBlack.com. Now, if you are a freelancer, say you do things on Fiverr.com or Freelancer.com, I've created a platform for you called HireBlackFreelancers.com, HIRE, BlackFreelancers.com. It's free to put your information up there, and now you can connect with Black consumers and Black businesses that are looking to hire Black freelancers. So instead of going to Fiverr.com or Freelancer.com, spend your money with a brother or sister that's a freelancer. So go to HireBlackFreelancers.com. And last but not least, if you guys want to bring me out to speak at a church, school, organization, anywhere for my book talk, please just go to bookjjones.com, bookjayjones.com. Fill out a short form and I'll get right back to you. And before I forget, I will be in the Detroit, Michigan, coming September 14th. So I'll have more information as that comes about. But if you're anywhere near Detroit, I had to postpone it from March due to some illnesses in the family. But I'm coming to the D September 14th. So stay tuned, and I'll be giving out more information. Now, let's get right to it, family. We got my man Eric Thomas, ET, on the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint podcast. Hold tight. Here he comes. Hey, family, I just want to let you know that during today's episode, we had a few sound glitches because we were recording on Zoom. And so, a couple periods throughout the show, there's some glitches in there, but please bear with us because the content from ET is amazing. Family, I'm here with my brother, Mr. ET. I don't know how many titles you got: PhD, author, speaker, educator, pastor.
ET the one that count. The one that count.
All right. My brother ET, we appreciate you taking your time out of your busy schedule to come on with me and the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint family. I appreciate you, brother. And so for some of the few listeners who don't know who you are, give me a little background on ET, the person, and then we're going to break it down into your entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah, man, I'm a brother just struggling, my way through, learning as I go, I never saw myself here. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't 8 and envisioned myself being here. I wasn't, 13, like, I want to be an example. I want to, let my life be. I wasn't on that, I was a kid who mom got pregnant at 17, ended up getting kicked out when she had me because my grandma was like, look, I got way too many kids to feed, too many mouths to feed. My biological father wasn't in my life. My mom ended up leaving Chicago, moving to Detroit, marrying when I was about 5 or 6, and still young. So my mom pretended like the person that was raising me was my father. I confronted her when I was 12, 13, found out, she lied to me about who my father was, and just got rebellious, bro. I ended up running away from the crib from the age of 12 to 16. 16, I left for good. Ended up dropping out of high school, living in abandoned buildings, eating out of trash cans, just rebellious,
Wow.
Kind of trying to find myself, end up, on the streets of Detroit, hanging out with a crew that I didn't necessarily grow up with on that block. I ended up going to a different neighborhood, getting involved with some guys, and just, we was all young, bro, making crazy decisions, trying to find our way through. At 17, 18, started going to church. My pastor convinced me to get my GED, go to college. Dated a young girl at the church who ended up going to college, followed her to college, ended up marrying her after my freshman year, kind of turning my life around a little bit. But then when my son was born, I went hyper speed, like, let's go. You got a little shorty in this world that you got to be an example to. It's time to turn it around, bro. So I'm still fighting with old behaviors, old mindsets. Still, while I'm doing good, I'm still, I'm still dealing with that old man at times, and trying to make them moves, bro.
I appreciate that, man. So one of the things that Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, as we were talking before we started to record, I appreciate your transparency because my family, the BEB family, as I call it, they know all my story. And so I appreciate you sharing your story with everybody. And so I want to take you to another place, man. And I talked about this earlier when off the air, but we don't hear you talking about your business a lot. We know you're out there, brother, because I can't go on the net, man, without seeing you out there, brother. And I'm gonna have to say this too, man. I can't listen to you before I go to sleep, man, because because I'm telling you, man, I be amped up so much I'm about to run through the wall. I was like, yo, I gotta cut ET off about 8.
No question. Gotta have limits of violence, bro.
Exactly. But so with your background, how did you start speaking and inspiring people? How did that come about?
When I was in college, first, my transition, started going to this church college. I did a week of prayer, and they allowed the kids from the church to take, each one of us to take a day. And I remember taking like a Thursday. I wasn't sweet enough to do the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
You had to work your way up.
Oh, bro. Like, yo, that was, you know what I'm saying? I had to work my way up to that.
Right.
But when I started, speaking, I remember practicing in the mirror, in the shower, and when I spoke for the first time, it was weird. It was like maybe Michael Jordan getting a basketball in his hand for the first time, or Jerry Rice with a football in his hand for the first time.
Wow.
It was like, yo, I like this. You know, I can do this.
Right.
And I just felt so good about it. So then I get to college, fast forward, and not really doing well academically, but I'm a part of an organization on campus, and we speaking, you know, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and we speaking in the middle of the campus, trying to drop that, you know, that social conscience on folks, you know, and spirituality. And so I was speaking on campus and was loving it. Cats was feeling me like, yo, I hate going to chapel. I hate when they bring speakers in. But, bro, I like your, you know what I'm saying? Like, you keeping it, and this keeping it real wasn't popular.
Right. Right.
You know? And so I was doing it and feeling it. And I remember doing it, and a guy brought me to his conference. My boy, Kenneth Anderson, brought me to what they call a retention conference that San Diego State University has sponsored. And I went and spoke, and he gave me a couple dollars for it. And I was like, what's this about? And he was like, yo, you know, dudes get paid.
You getting paid too, huh?
You know, motivation doing it. And that was the intro of knowing that I could speak, change lives, but I also make a living from it. And I started doing elementary schools. They give me $200, $250. I was like, yo, this is whatever. And I started studying motivational speaking, like books on it, and realized that some people have made it into a profession.
Right. Yeah. See, one of the things on one of my shows, I talk about pinpointing and monetizing your genius. Yeah. And I call your genius the intersection between your passion and your talent. And so something that you're passionate about and something that you're good at, you're talented with, that's going to help you propel. And it's like you're in your genius right now, brother. You see what I'm saying?
No question.
Yeah, you're in your genius right now, man. So let me ask you, in terms of your popularity, man, why do you think you're so popular? Why do you think people gravitate towards you like they do?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I think first is timing. You know,
okay.
I kind of was like, you know, when you think of the Sugar Hill Gang, the hip hop to the hippie hop, don't stop the rock to the bang bang boogie, say up jump the boogie. They was the first ones really to, you know what I'm saying, like introduce us to rap. You know,
right.
And then you had basketball. It's my favorite sport. You know, I like to dribble up and down the court. You know, so I wasn't necessarily like, ooh, I want to rap. But these were the first dudes that was doing it. And so I was listening to them. Then Run DMC came out. I was like, whoa. So I think I was like the Run DMC of this particular genre. You know, I got there first. You feel me? I got to YouTube before people was really doing this. I started putting out messages consistently. And so I think, one, I am not the establishment. I'm not necessarily in a shirt and a tie. I'm not wearing a suit, if you will. I got a baseball cap on. I'm like your uncle. I'm like the dude on the block, you know, so you can relate. It's like, yo, I can relate to my man. Like, his father wasn't in his life. He didn't do good in school. Whereas I think originally when you think about motivation, it was the 7 principles to, and it was a lot of theory. You know, it wasn't necessarily, if you wasn't on that side of the track, you don't really know, you don't understand what they're talking about. So I think I took the motivational concept and made it practical. I made it relevant, you know, and then, bro, we all grew up, whether you want to go to church or not. In my era, it was that pastor that was an influence. It was that rousing voice, you know, the choir that get your attention, you know, and then I bring that element to it. And I think for a lot of people, it's like, you know, when I hear him speaking, it's usually boring. It's usually dead. It's usually just, you know, so theory driven that, yo, he making it practical. He making it real. He making it fun. And I think I am a lot of dudes on the block. Let's just be real. People talk about basketball and football and boxing. You know, all those things have been a part of our community, but so has the speaker It's always been dudes on the block that could, that had the gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? It's the part, the dozens,
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we do is speak. And I think I just took what we did and I made it into a profession. But you know where you from on the block. Dudes could always run them out, whether it's, arguing who's the best, Muhammad Ali or Tyson, whether it's who's the finest, James Kennedy, or what's her name, Beyonce. You know what I'm saying? We always been going back and forth, mama jokes. We always been using the mouthpiece. And I think I just used it in a profession where most dudes on the block, they just used it for entertainment. I took it, like you said, passion, skill, that intersection, and I just made it into a career.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Because so you're being yourself, you're being real, and that's what it's about. And like I said, you can't fake that, man. No. Now, did you have to hone your skill? I know every time you do it, you get better, but did you always have that charismatic way about yourself, man?
I think I was always, I think that's the gift. The charisma is the gift. But I think when you're talking about making it into a profession, bro, between me and you, you got to hone it to make it into a profession. So if you just use it on the block, you good. But when somebody starts paying you 5G, 10Gs, 20Gs, 50Gs, like that, that's something different than charisma. That they're not looking for just charisma. They're looking for an outcome. And I think what I had to start doing, and again, just keeping it real, I was on birth day, library, ambulance. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where I grew up. And so I had to go birth, TH day.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense.
Math. I had to go ambulance. You understand what I'm saying? Like I had to understand that, like, when you're speaking to this audience, there's a vocabulary. When you're speaking to this audience, there's a way to deliver. When you're speaking to this audience, there's a way to get certain outcomes and to get people to move. And so that I had to study. The language I had to study, the rules I had to study, the codes I had to study. Now, I can present, but I needed to know that information so I can present it in the way they wanted to receive it. So when you talk about elementary school or high school, I ain't got to practice for that.
Right.
But now when you talk about training teachers or training school leaders, then I need to know the language. I need to know the format. I need to know how to put my slides together. I need to know how to do research, surveys. Like, that's something that I had to study. I think a lot of people are struggling financially because they want to live in the passion more than they want to live in the skill. And to your point, I think it's a unique balance.
Definitely. Man, let me ask you, when you first started out speaking, did you finance this, or did you just say, because a lot of times when people start businesses, they're like, man, I need X amount of dollars so I can do this, this, and this. Did you just go out there and just start doing it, or did you really have a plan?
No, I just started doing it. And here's what happened. It's like playing chess. I was very strategic on, okay, we're not going to be buying stuff that we can't afford. So that, because some people, the reason why you're spending money is because you want an office before you got enough business for office.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want the Cadillac before you really got somewhere to go. You ain't got nowhere to go, and you want the Cadillac. You want to wear the suit that the dude who's been doing it for 5 years, you want to wear that suit, you want that briefcase. I was like, yo, don't buy nothing until your skill set can afford it or needs it. So don't buy no office space. Just use your living room. Don't buy no briefcase. Take that book bag you had in high school. You know what I'm saying? Don't buy no suit. Get the khakis and the polo you can afford. And as I elevated, like, we just bought a building, believe it or not. This is my first building,
get out of here.
My first office space. We was doing it out the garage, selling books out the garage. Wife was the only one who could fit her car in. My car sitting outside, and all the books are surrounding. You know what I'm saying? And we got the postman coming to the crib, UPS coming to the crib, picking up packages. You know what I'm saying? So my thing was like, yo, E, you don't spend no money, bruh. Don't spend no money.
Right.
Don't spend it until you have it. And so that would be my suggestion, you guys. Don't. I blew up because my overhead was never high. I kept my
There you go.
overhead low, and I only spent what I had to, and I let my career grow. And as my career grew, then that's when I started buying stuff.
Yeah, it's funny, man, because a lot of times people, major companies, Fortune 500 companies start from a thought, and then they continue to grow over time. So a lot of times new entrepreneurs, they find it daunting that, man, how am I going to get to be ET? But ET didn't start out being ET.
As ET. I was Eric Thomas.
Right. And so, light bulbs going off to the BEB family that, look, you got to start slow and build and continue to be consistent and put that work in, and that's one of the things, man. A lot of people be like, yo, Jay, how do you do your podcast? I said, for every Monday, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, from September of 2014 until today, you got some new heat coming from Jay Jones. You can bank on it every Monday morning, 5 a.m. Eastern. You know what I'm saying? And it's consistency.
That's it. That's it. And
man,
you know what, Joe? Here's the deal, though. We can't, there are those of you who are watching this, you want what you can't handle right now. It's like the parent that buys the 16-year-old the souped up Mustang 5.0, and little man end up getting into a crash on the freeway and die. It's too much juice, bro. You shouldn't get no 16-year-old, Mustang 5.0 that can go 180 miles per hour when he got the brain of a 16-year-old, maybe the 10-year-old. Now, at 35, can he have a 5.0 with 100 or 180? Yeah, because he's mature enough to know how to control it. And some of you want things you can't control right now. It would be to your demise. It would destroy you. So don't want more than you can handle. I promise you, in time, the maturation process, in time, if you keep being consistent, like, bro, we didn't know each other before today.
That's it.
But he was consistent, I was consistent, and that consistency brought us together.
Most definitely. Definitely. Man, let me ask you, E, with your success, and as entrepreneurs, we all know that there's not always high points. There's some low points, and sometimes there's things that just stun our growth. But can you give us a time or share a story where you had a major setback and how you overcame that?
Yeah, so, man, so many major setbacks. And every level is a setback, So we just recently had a setback where we did the funnels, the click funnels, and we selling books and numbers on the click funnel, and nobody checked to see how many books we had for the click funnel.
Oh.
You feel me? So I'm talking about this just happened 3-4 months ago.
Wow.
And so we got customers that's upset. I ain't get my stuff, just like, going through it, like, you ain't professional. You preach one thing on your videos. You preach. I'm like, first of all, I don't preach books. That don't got nothing to do with me. That's a whole nother department, a whole nother division. I'm on my game, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what we had to do was, we had to not panic. You can't panic. You can't get overwhelmed. You can't get anxious. You have to understand that we're having these problems because we're doing something. Folks who ain't doing that don't have these problems. Folks who sitting on the couch watching TV, playing video games, they don't have the problems that a business person has. So first of all, you got to be grateful for that problem, because you couldn't have that problem if you weren't doing business in the first place. So you got to look at, one, you cannot panic. Two, you got to look at the good in it, right? That they buying books, and they buying so many that we don't have them. So let's go buy the books, right? Let's find out why we're so focused on the front end but not the back end. And what I found when my staff took the test is I got a lot of introverts and not extroverts. So I got a lot of people that start stuff, but they don't have systems to finish it and follow through. So I realized, we got a problem. We got ET and CJ, and we can start something. We got energy and we pumped up, but we don't have the kind of staff members that check stuff. You feel me? We started, but nobody got a cheat saying, and so we had to deal with the problem we had. We had to look at the positive, stay with the positive, fix the negative, and move forward. So whatever y'all do, don't get so overwhelmed and I gotta quit. I know you don't. Everybody that's been successful has dealt with some blind spots, some gaps, some challenges, some mountains to climb. Everybody has. But what we do is we don't get anxious. We slow down. We recalibrate. We see the good in it. We make the adjustments, and then we go back at it with the same vigor that we started, because you don't want no scared money now. Scared money don't win. Now, we don't want you nervous on the next move you make. I'm about to mess up. Yeah, you might, but don't go into it with that mindset. You go into it with energy and courage, and be brave and attack that thing like, let's go. And something else might look. I've been married 29 years. I promise you, me and my wife, we never had a full 365 where we ain't had a problem. It's a part of marriage. We're going to argue. It's going to be some stuff that's going to happen. We ain't going to have 365 perfect days. It's just not going to happen. But I don't look at the couple bad days and go, why did I get married? Why did I do this? I'm like, yo, it's 2 bad days. Let's wake up and try to have 30 good ones, 40 good ones. Then we have another bad one. Let's start all over again and pretend like we never had a bad day. So don't allow a few challenges to make you want to quit and give up on business, because you ain't going to never have a year where everything is going to go smooth in business. It's just not going to happen.
Great point, because I think sometimes expectation levels, if you understand, like people like, man, in all of my businesses, they were like, you ever been sued? I'm like, yeah, I've been sued. Yeah. I said, you ain't been in business until you got sued.
You ain't been sued. That's right.
You know, it was, I mean, they lost the suit because it was frivolous. It actually didn't even go to court. But I'm like, you know, that's par for the course. And so you got to understand what you're getting into. Man, your brand is so powerful, right? Now, your brand is ET. Everybody's like ET. Now, do you have anything in place, man, that's going to, if say you get, God forbid, sick for a minute, you know what I mean? Do you have anything in place that's going to keep that empire rolling, man?
Yeah. Now, first of all, you guys got to understand, if your business is personality driven on one dude, one young lady, it's not a business. You self-employed. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no real business. You know, a business is a business because it's not sustained by one person, right? Chicago Bulls ain't been the same since Michael Jordan left. Why? Because everything was on MJ, right? That's not a franchise, right? A franchise is the Spurs. You lose Dave Robinson and you still winning, right? You got Tim Duncan, right? You still got a winning program, right? So for me, we've got, for speakers, we got something called our Game Changers, right? And that's the speaker program we have. So we got guys who've gone through getting way sweeter, and you got people like Inky Johnson, who in a minute, ET can't come, Inky Johnson can come, right? We got people like Val for education. I can't come, Val going. You got Moose with the certification. You got TJ. You got Lil D, who's in the schools for me, you know. And so, absolutely. Then we got another division with my life coaches that when I go to these colleges, universities, whatever, businesses, and I train people on the assessments, if I can't be there, my people can come, and you're going to get the same exact thing. Now, in the speaking, I ain't going to lie. You know what I'm saying? You might not necessarily get, you know, the same exact thing, but something comparable. Then I got my son right now who is in training and doing this thing. My daughter, who on the assessment side is killing it, you know. And so we're constantly building people up, and now we've got these entities, you know. Then we got the solar company now. Now you got Jamal coming in teaching people real estate, and people are doing phenomenal. So Maul bringing in money just from teaching people how to flip houses, how to buy property and get the money. And then with Josh is doing investment. So we really do now finally have, and it's been last year they started, this year was the first piece of implementation. And now we got ways to make money that don't rely on ET speaking, don't rely on me, you know, up front. The work we're doing in the schools is sustaining itself. You don't necessarily need me. Now, I'm an OG, so I'm still in the, you know, I'm still in it, so don't nobody think that they just gonna take my spot like that. But we do have infrastructures in place where if not only if I get sick, but just period, when I want to go and chill out for, you know, 2 or 3 weeks or during the holidays, I don't necessarily have to work for this machine to keep doing what it's doing, which is why you're starting to see me on these platforms more, because before I was so busy doing my thing, I didn't have time to connect with my brothers, and build. And so this is the second podcast I've done today with my brother. You understand what I'm saying? And so now we're going to be able to build each other's community, and we're going to be able to learn from each other. And I'm in a space where I can do more of that. Whereas before I was speaking so much that I didn't really have a chance to build, like this.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, because it's funny, and you hit it right on the head, brother. You talking about if you a one-man thing and something happened to you, you don't have a business, man. And you're right. And that's what a lot of us fall into, because we don't have that expertise yet, because we're starting out. People don't know what's going on. And so with me having started over 17 businesses, and I'll be quite honest, like I do on the show, half of them were okay. Some of them were complete garbage. But then there's some, there was, a few of them, that I'm taking to the top. So, but it's all part of the whole process. So if you don't understand that process, you're going to be in trouble. Let me ask you, bro, do you have an exit strategy for your business?
Yeah. And that's the Nobel Peace Prize.
That's it. And after that, you're done.
Yeah. And the exit is, getting me out of all the stuff that I'm doing, and us as a company focusing on these schools, because what I feel like, if we can get our program in the schools and our kids understand the importance of education, like our ancestors understood the process of education, because it is in educating ourselves that we get our true freedom, and then economically we get our freedom. So I think it's a education economic combo that allows us to truly have our freedom. You understand what I'm saying? So my work going in the schools.
That's what's up.
And putting, like, we've got assessment texts for the kids to take. We've got online programs where they can sit there and watch. So that's what we're doing a lot of, man. Online. I'm even in the process, man, believe it or not, of doing videos for my grandkids who don't exist. So that when I'm not physically able to be here, they're still able to get that message, if that makes sense. And so the video, the assessments, the curriculum is my way of coming out, because you're going to be able to get the essence of what I believe in document form or video form or an audio form, where I don't even have to be present.
See, that's powerful, man. My wife is in education. She's a principal of a middle school, and now she just moved over to the high school. But reaching the kids when they're, impressionable, and being able to show that there are options out there. We look at your story, and you are a perfect example of somebody that the light bulb went off. Yeah. And it was like, I call that a point of enlightenment. And when that light bulb went off, you didn't just sit there, you did something about it. Yeah. And so I hear some of these stories from my wife about, the kids in the middle school, and how, some of their situations are terrible. And it just, people don't understand. It's hard for a kid. If you hadn't had breakfast in the last 3 days, how you going to sit still and learn something, brother? So what you're doing and what you're trying to implement in the schools, man, big ups to you on that, because we definitely need that, man. Your whole message in general. I'm not going to hold you too much longer, even though I would love to, but I know you're a busy man.
Right.
Give me about.
Let's not do this once, man. Let's try to.
Okay.
You say eat once a month, once a quarter. Let's just try to keep building, because I know your audience can use, some of the practical information that I have, and some of the stuff that you talk about, that sometimes they need that third party endorsement, where 2 or 3 are gathered. The information is much stronger. So let's try to get a schedule where, where we chop it up regularly.
Man, that would be a blessing, man. I have this, and I'll talk to you, off the air, but I have this, the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Academy, where I have all these online courses and stuff. Yeah. So maybe you can do a master class for us, man.
No question.
You see what I'm saying?
No question.
Something like that, where we have that heightened content, and you'll be able to start, serving, because that's what you do. We all do. We're here to serve. You can start serving and feeding these, people with all of this stuff, man. Yeah, brother. So I got about 3 more questions for you, man. This is something that probably nobody ever asked you, man. But tell us something about ET that people don't know, man. Are you a bowler? You a scratch golfer? Or?
Man, I wish I could. I do bowl, but I don't. But what they probably don't know about me is my favorite thing in the whole wide world, man, is horseback riding. You know,
Get out of here.
Yeah, I love to ride horses, man. And one day I want to learn how to play the piano. You know, I grew
Okay.
up in Motown, love music. And but horseback ride, man, out in Texas on a beautiful 78-degree weather, cloud, no clouds in the sky, just a whole bunch of acres, and I'm just on that joker, me and the horse, me talking to the horse talking back to me, and we just out there doing our thing, man. So that's probably what a lot of people don't. When they look at me, they probably think, urban, Detroit, Chicago. But E.T. love the horses, bro.
That's what's up. Hey, we broke it here first on Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. E.T. loves the horses.
E.T. ain't that hardcore.
Two more questions, man. Number one, what's the first or the number one piece of advice that you would give to current entrepreneurs and prospective entrepreneurs?
Two things, man. If you could conceive it, man, you can achieve it. I just bought my first property out on the West Coast, bought my wife a beautiful home on the mountains, in a community, and she was afraid, like, yo, that's expensive, but if you can conceive it, man, I'll never forget when she was diagnosed with MS and I found out that the weather plays a major role on it. I said, I'm gonna move my wife to the most beautiful weather in America. And it just happened to be in California. And, what I'm saying, just happened to be in that Southern California, region. And everybody talk about how expensive it is. Bro, it ain't nothing expensive when you set your mind on something. Whatever you can conceive, I promise you, you can do it. Number two, I would be very cautious of who I share my dreams with, because the majority of the people, when I say I'm moving to California, you selling your house in Michigan? Right. No, I ain't selling my house in Michigan. My house paid for. What would I sell that? I'm gonna get that to my kids, Right. So be careful because people like, man, it's gonna be expensive. And what's gonna happen if? And what's gonna happen if? I'm always gonna grind more. And then the last one is, whatever it is you need, you actually have it inside of you. Once your brain says, yo, wouldn't this be great? Your brain doesn't think of anything that your body does not have the potential to produce. It would never it would never think of something it couldn't do. Anytime you think of something, your body automatically has the skill set to make that thing happen. You feel me? And so dream, man, dream. And it was funny when I was sitting down with the banker today, my wife was like, not being negative, but my wife was like, ooh, this is expensive. And she said, well, he's just gonna have to work more. And I love that concept.
That's it.
He's just gonna have to work more. So it's not possible. And what I explain to everybody is California must not be that expensive. People live there.
That's it. A whole bunch of them.
It's people that live there. The neighborhood I went to, one of them was already sold out, and this one was almost sold out. So somebody living there. Why can't it be you? Exactly. Why can't it be you? Whatever dream you have, why can't those dreams become reality? So just know, we've never taken out a loan, and I'm not saying, in our business, you don't need to take out a loan. That's not what I'm telling you. What I'm saying to you is we had a dream, and we were able to make it happen without nobody's help. Me, CJ, Carl together. LaShawna, we were able to grind. Then we brought other people on. And so up to this date, even with my church, we built a brand new church with our offices upstairs. We don't owe nobody nothing. We didn't have to take out a loan for it. It was something that we decided we wanted to do. And we started doing businesses, like was mentioned, 17 businesses. We started coming up with other businesses, real estate, solar company, and now those things sponsor the dreams that we have. So don't think for 1 minute you don't have it. You have everything it takes to make everything you could dream of, and you don't need nobody. And I don't know, I pulled myself up by my own bootstraps. That's not what I'm talking about. I got C, I got Carl, but we didn't need Chase Bank. We didn't need Wells Fargo. We didn't need those things to get where we are. And you don't need nothing but you, your dreams, and whoever you're going to lock arms with to actually make your dreams become a reality.
Man, that's what's up, brother. So it's being self-sufficient, basically what you say. And that's what it's all about. Like with the show, man, that's what we talk about, becoming self-sufficient, dependent upon yourself. so you don't have to be beholden to anybody
Yeah.
else. Doing your
Yeah.
thing, serving your community, and doing what God put you here to do,
That's it.
brother.
Yeah.
Now, I know you got the 1% Club, man.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, brother.
Yeah. So what the 1% really is, what you're doing right now. But we just spent 2 days doing it. It's like, yo, E, how'd you go from a working class family, you know, to dropping out of high school, all of that, becoming #1 in the world, you know, in the speaking industry and a multimillionaire. And that's what we do. We just spend the 2 days just showing people how to do it. Because I consider myself to be one of the Harriet Tubmans. Because when you look at, you know, the Emancipation Proclamation movement, it was a bunch of giants. It wasn't one person. Right. And so I am the Harriet Tubman, you know, in business, you know, and with gifts. I got my freedom. Right. I made it to the top. So now I'm coming back and showing people like, yo, I can show you how to do it. It's not as hard as you think it is. You know, and I'm not telling you ain't got to put in work, but it's not what you think. I can show you how to be a multimillionaire. I can show you how to get in the industry. I can even give you a test, an assessment that we give that will show you what your gift is. So if you're like, yo, I don't even know what my gift is, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, I promise you, I can show you a 20-minute test, and then a 30-minute me sitting down with your console. I can show you exactly like, nope, you shouldn't be doing this. Here's your lane. Now you got to pick in your lane which thing you want to do, and then take it to the next level. So it's 2 days. Of course, the first day is more bringing in experts, and they giving you the examples. Okay. But day 2, which is the VIP, is we pulling out that tool. Then you take the test, then going through some things with you to show you how to make that thing happen. So the 1% is all about, I'm tired of taking a private jet, and I'm tired of being in first class. I'm tired of staying in 5-star resorts. I'm tired of doing business with corporate. And when I look around, I don't see me in the room.
Gotcha.
And I'm not the dude that's in the room like, I made it. Y'all ain't got nothing on me. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm the man. You could never get here. No, I'm the dude that's looking around like, whoa, if we play tennis, we become Venus and Serena. If we play tennis, we are Thea Gibson. If we play tennis, we're Arthur Ashe. If we play baseball, we Jackie Robinson. Jackie ain't, you looking at Jackie like he's sweet. It's a whole Negro.
Exactly. Yep.
He's the only one that can steal third base and go home. You just don't know. You just don't know Fast Shoes Willie. You know what I'm saying? Fast Shoes Willie is playing for the Monarchs. You know exactly. He's playing for the Monarchs. So I don't want to get in the league and act like I'm the only Jackie Robinson. I'm not. There are dozens of us. You just don't have access to the MLB because you're in the Negro League. I want to give you access. I want to give you access to the major leagues. And I want you to know, contrary to popular belief, the talent that you think, you think you can't compete, if you come in here just like Jackie, you'll dominate.
That's what's up.
You'll dominate in this space. This speaking space is some of y'all out there that will dominate, and you will eventually be better than even me. It's just I was one of the first ones to be able to get on YouTube and do it. But come follow me. That's all the 1% Club is about.
Man, brother, all right. I don't know if you know all the dates because I know you got a lot of dates coming up, man. So,
well, I do know New York is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, right?
Okay.
I do know that New Orleans is coming up, Maryland is coming up, Hawaii is coming up. And let me tell y'all something. The only reason I was doing Hawaii is because a part of being a 1%er is also not just information, it's environment.
Exactly.
And you got to come, not Hawaii, but you got to get to a place where like Dubai, Hawaii, Australia, the Gold Coast, like you got to see that. Because your brain is designed in such a way that once you see that, like you ain't never trying to go back.
It's a
wrap. Once you see it, you ain't never trying to, not. So this is the easiest way to do it. etinspires.com. Simple. etinspires.com. You can go there. The events are there. Or etnumber1%.com. And that'll show you the events as well. But I'm just trying to tell you, I don't know how long I'm going to be alive. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't make those rules. But
That's
while
it.
I am alive, I'm giving away the secrets. Like I'm not playing no games. I'm literally showing you step by step how me, CJ, and Carl did it. And then after that, you just got to make up in your mind. You're going to, like we talking about starting the podcast in 2014, you're going to be consistent. You take our plan and just be consistent with us. I promise you, 6 figures easily, 7 figures with just a little more, a little bit more muscle, as my grandma used to call it, elbow grease.
Elbow grease, yeah.
That just means you just grinding.
Put that work in, baby.
You can get to the 7 figures.
Man, my brother. And so etinspires.com, and I know that's the site I always go on. I know you have everything on there. Everything. Yeah, and brother, I'm gonna hit you with one more, man. All right, one more question.
I got you.
If you had a chance to have a conversation with one person, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Martin Luther King. You know, Martin Luther King. I want to know, like, how do you get a group of people who have a slave mentality? You know, Harriet Tubman. How'd you get those people who were so afraid of change to change? How'd you get those people who knew they had to risk their life for their freedom? You got them to walk across the bridge when they knew they'd get their head busted with clubs. They knew they'd sick the dogs on them. They knew they could possibly get lynched, car burned up, left for dead. How did you get a group of people to go all in for something? How'd you do that? You know, because that's what I want to do. I've seen the promised land. Like I've tasted success, but I want to get the dude on the block who all he could do is sell dope. I want to get the person all they think they could do is work for $10, $12 an hour and believe they can make. They can start paying people $24 an hour. You know, so I want to talk to Mark. I want to talk to Harriet and just ask, how did you get a group of people to change their way of thinking? And how did you get them to invest in themselves come hell or high water?
My man, that's a great answer. Brother, I want to thank you once again for taking time out, man, of your busy schedule. We definitely got to stay connected, man. Matter of fact, while after I stop this recording, man, just hold tight. I want to chat with you real quick, but I appreciate you, brother. BEB family, my man etinspires.com. Support the brother. You know what we do here, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Everybody we have on, we show love for and we show support for. This brother's out here doing tremendous things for the worldwide community, and we need to be behind him and support him. So ET, brother, I appreciate you, man. You just hold tight for a minute, man, and me and you will wrap. That was a powerful interview with my man, Eric Thomas, Mr. ET. So make sure, guys, that you support ET and everything that he's doing. Go to etinspires.com. You can check out everything ET is doing right there. Man, there's so many takeaways, but I just want to touch on a few. ET was talking about consistency. And when I mentioned to him, like, E.T. wasn't E.T. when E.T. started, okay? It's because he had that consistency. He continued to hone his craft. He understood what markets he was in, and he had to adapt and continue to grow and build. So when you look at somebody like E.T., and if you're looking to become a speaker, public speaker, motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, or whatever, you can't look at E.T. and say, man, how am I ever going to get to that point? Because you always have to start from a foundation and from a base. And after that, you'll continue to move up the ladder. So you have to have patience. But with that patience, you're going to have consistency. So don't rush it, guys. You got to put the work in each and every day. And if you listen to any of ET's videos, you know that he talks about getting up 3 a.m, outworking people, and really putting it in and honing your craft so you can become that 1%. Also, with that 1%, don't forget to check that out, etinspires.com, and you can see the 1% right there. So it's coming to cities near you. So make sure you check that out if that's something that you're interested in doing. Now, before we close on out, family, and I say this each and every week, but thank you guys for the following. Thank you for the support. Each and every week we get more and more downloads, and I attribute that all to the BEB family, which is you. So please continue to spread the word about the podcast, the blog. Also, this is on video. So even though we have the audio version on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms, if you want to watch this interview, we actually have this interview live on video. Now, before we get out of here, I just want to say, if you need to connect with me, anything long, hit me at jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com, jjones@blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's JAYJONES at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. Facebook, if you want to connect, please, link up with me on Facebook. Just type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and like the page. Twitter, jjones001, JAYJONES001. Instagram, jjones for real. That's the number 4, JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just for example, this is going to be up on YouTube in video format in addition to the regular audio podcast. So just go to BlueTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and hit the subscribe button. LinkedIn, just go to LinkedIn, look for J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, connect with me there. Text message, if you want to be included in the BEB text line for special events and notifications, text BEB, like Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, to 555-888, BEB to 555-888. And if you need me to come out to speak at a university, a college, a church, high school, elementary school, or for my book tour, just go to bookjjones.com, bookjjones.com. Fill out a short form and I'll get right back to you. I speak on many different topics and I'd be more than happy to come on out. I'm heading out to Detroit in the middle of September, and so I'll be out that way. Now, everything that I just talked about, if you're watching this on YouTube, just go down below and I'll have all the links to everything we talked about, ET's site and everything like that. So with that, family, I love you guys, and I'm going to see you the same time next week. Make sure you spread the word about the BEB podcast and also the blog. Love you guys. See you later. Peace.